Hey guys, how's it going today? I hope you're having a good one. I want to start off with some good news for you. I went to the Forbes Norris ALS clinic on Monday and my breathing numbers were the same. Super grateful for that, especially with some of the challenges that I've been having these last few months. It was a really big relief and a pleasant surprise for me. And my weight increased by a pound. So, um, all good news there. All right, for this reading today, um, I'm super excited about it. It was one of the most fun to write in quite a while. It just flowed to the page, and I guess I'll get into it. I'd like to share a strange dream that I recently had with you. In the dream, I went with a friend to some guy's apartment, several stories up in an apartment building. The guy who owned the place was nice, in a superficial, syrupy kind of way that made me a bit nervous. But me and my friend hung out for an hour or two. At one point I wanted to leave, but the owner said that I couldn't. I don't think he outright said it, but insinuated that I was now trapped in the apartment, that this was now my new home. The owner would retire to his room at night, doing cruel little things before he left, like turn the heat up or blast the air conditioning. As I had no control over the temperature, I would either sweat or freeze all night. One day I had the opportunity to escape, and while I don't remember exactly how it came about, I took it. I exited the apartment, ran down the stairs, and found a group of firemen standing around. I told one that I had been in prison nearby, and we ran back to the apartment. There were so many more steps than I remember, going forever and ever, but the firefighter and I finally reached the apartment. We burst through the front door, and I pointed to the door that my captor had always retreated to at night. "He's in there," I said. The fireman opens the door, and there's nothing. It's basically just an empty closet with a dirty window looking out over the street. I look out the window in disbelief. Had it all been in my mind? The realization that I may be insane begins to take root. Fast forward a bit. The scene is set in the main room of the apartment, where I believe that I had been held against my will, and there's a huge dinner party happening. It's fancy, like a classy restaurant, with a feast atop a long table filled with food and drink. There's a warmth and joy in the room, which is filled with the sound of conversation, laughter, and the clinking of glasses. I'm not there. I'm in that closet with the window trying to figure out where my captor could have gone, pulling off pieces of the wall. I'm desperate to find a trap door, anything at all to vindicate myself, and to prove that I am not insane. But deep down, I know the truth. I am insane. As the recognition of my own madness engulfs me, the dream ends, and I wake up. Throughout the next morning, the dream was still fresh in my mind, and its memory carried with it a weight and gravity that I didn't fully understand. I knew that I wasn't insane, after all. I had certainly never felt insane, and hoped that I would never be insane. But as it turned out, the dream's timing was no coincidence. Within the next few weeks, I had a taste of what it felt like. You know the phrase, "God only gives you what you can handle"? Well, it sure feels like bullshit sometimes. After having the dream, a set of circumstances so over the top stressful and overwhelming entered my life that I couldn't help but think, that whoever was tasked with the job of not giving me more than I could handle had seriously messed something up. All at once I started having significantly greater difficulty breathing, which not only began to impact my sleep, but made me reconsider how much longer I might have to live. A routine repair of the power chair, in which I spend my days, went incredibly wrong, causing me far greater difficulty in using it. And the necessity of having a hole punched in my stomach to get a feeding tube was right around the corner. On top of that, my family and friends, God bless them, and they know I'm grateful for their love, began to come to the house and rally around me at the precise moment that more than ever, I just wanted to be left alone. I felt like I was going insane. And it wasn't even the circumstances themselves that were the real problem, but my thoughts. My fucking thoughts. The worry and the fear and the resistance and feeling like this shouldn't be happening. Hospice was then activated, and a slew of nurses began to arrive for appointments, like an army of ants drawn by the sugar of my last bits of sanity. I'm proud of that line. All the while, the storm of the fucking century was raging outside. It felt as if it had been going on for weeks, intent on taking away my ability to spend time in nature, the only thing besides meditation that had the ability to bring some of that sanity back. I was in survival mode, with my external reality being turned upside down and my internal experience being enveloped by a chaotic collection of thoughts. The present moment became the only safe place for me, my only sanctuary from the turmoil. At one time in my life, the present moment had gleamed like a blissful prize on top of some spiritual mountaintop that I had been trying to reach, but no longer. Experiencing life from the present moment now felt like a necessity. Whenever my conscious awareness would stray from the present moment, I would instantly be assaulted by a barrage of thoughts, expectations, fear, and resistance. My mind would strain to push away the moment being presented to me, as if the act of wishing it were not so would make the undesirable circumstances go away. I was living my life here and now, yet desperately trying to be somewhere else while experiencing something different. Madness. I began to see that this is madness. This is insanity. Within this realization, the dream suddenly began to make more sense. This madness is nothing new, but an inner resistance that I have carried with me my whole life. Rather than sinking into insanity, I was simply coming to see the imbalances in my thought patterns and the way that I was relating to life. Without the perceived need to resist what is right in front of me, I am learning to accept whatever arises while making the present moment my home. I am discovering what it means to be sane. I'm excited. So much fun. I got to have a little bit more creative liberty than I usually do, because like writing about the hospice nurses taking away like sugar, the last bits of my sanity, so much fun. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good one. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I love you. I'll talk to you sometime soon. Bye.